Allows fans to see these. Michael Irving, our referee, with the basketball. Dominic Carolyn set to battle at center court with Jack Payne. The ball in the air, we are underway. The Broncos and Vandals, Cold War of a rivalry is over. Jackson Rasmussen with the basketball to start for the Vandals. 74 points per game under Alex Pribble. As Angela noted, they like to shoot a ton of threes. This is Biko Johnson into the paint.
The floor spacing is going to be key for Idaho.
Back to the basket is Brody Robery, the transfer from southeastern Louisiana. Colton Mitchell, the point guard. Everything runs through them on their offense. Start out 0 for 1 from that three-point line that they love.
Solid defensive possession from the Broncos right there. Did a great job closing out on the three-point shooters.
A.G. Neto, as we mentioned, starting at the point. Broncos replacing Alvaro Cardenas, playing professionally in Spain after graduating. Dominic Carolyn into the paint. Lawson gets it back. Shot clock down to 10.
Great help side by the Vandals.
You see their 420-win season in a row for Boise State last year. They won 26 games. Sixth man of the year a year ago. Javen Buchanan starts out with a miss. Carolyn another board. Oh, for his first two to start. The Lehigh transfer settles it down.
You see one of the things that Carolyn brings to this squad. Really aggressive on the offensive glass.
Brody Robery the steal. Half a steal for him at Southeastern Louisiana last year. Colton Mitchell. Alex Pribble called him the head of the snake for this team, running the offense from the point. Jack Payne from Owyhee High School right up the road. Biko Johnson off the mark. Both teams still struggling to find the bottom of the basket thus far.
But that's a look that the Vandals want. They want to take a lot of threes.
Andrew Meadow working on Biko Johnson. 12.5 points per game for Meadow. Very well could figure to be a part of that All-Mountain West preseason team when it is released next week. First,
and still be able to finish.
Michael Irving, as we mentioned, our referee, Kevin Brill, and Ian Caldwell round out our crew. Exhibition basketball for everybody. Everybody needs to get back to form. We're here in mid-October. As Leon Rice said,
mid-October matchup.
Both of these teams have been practicing for the better part of 2 months. NCAA has really altered the rules. This game is being played tonight in front of fans because of that.
I love the fact that we're starting to see more teams play these exhibition games.
Jackson Rasmussen, another local product, a team full of Idahoans, as Alex Pribble describes. Turned it over there. Boise State in the half-court offense. Into the post, Javen Buchanan lost the handle. Out of bounds, it's off of Boise State.
Each other's spots are on the floor.
First matchup since 2014. They met every year from 1971 to 2014. The stalemate is over in this rivalry.
Great help side.
Andrew Meadow with steal. A jump ball call for one of them would be running the point right now. Dylan Andrews, the transfer from UCLA. He is currently on the bench, not dressed out tonight, so we do see the true freshman Neto run the show. Buchanan into the paint, he's stifled. And Rasmussen picks up the ball. Vandals interior defense holding Boise State 0 for its first three. Colton Mitchell off the mark. They'll follow in the finish. Mitchell follows his shot.
And there you see why Mitchell is the head of the snake. Just the energy and the effort on both ends of the floor. Great job following up his missed shot.
A.G. Neto and one. A true freshman from Angola. His first career basket in a Bronco uniform.
Finishing 4-3.
First career free throw goes. He's all the way from Angola. He played at the NBA Africa Academy. Assistant coach Tim Duryea told us he's been a great surprise, defends the point of attack. As you saw there, Angela touches the paint extremely well.
You're really impressed with Nato thus far, and that NBA Africa program is phenomenal. It's been going on for a couple of decades. We've seen a lot of talent come out of that program.
Rasmussen drops his first career college bucket in. Coach Alex Pribble said he's in the Javen Buchanan mold as a 6'7" scorer.
Yeah, if we talk about talent, Jackson Rasmussen
going to be putting up, what, 20 a game maybe for BYU next month.
Talent attracts talent, so great players love to play with other great players.
Javen Buchanan, don't be surprised if you see him on the first team All-Mountain West in the preseason poll next week. Off the mark on his second shot. R.J. Keene picking up right where he left off last year doing the dirty work.
And that's what you love about having R.J. Keene in this lineup. He does all the little things that really matter when you're trying to win ball games.
A 6'7" guard, nearly 5 rebounds a game. Unbelievable.
And look for him to take a leap offensively this year. Shooting the ball with a lot of confidence is R.J. Keene.
Knocked out of bounds off the Broncos, so that will take us their ability in that. It's kind of a contrast in styles tonight, right? As Jack Payne knocks that three down, but you're not going to see that have any impact on what we're seeing on the floor tonight. Both of these teams want this win desperately.
There's a lot of familiarity between these two teams as well. Some of these players grew up playing with and against each other in the schoolyards. And so when you put the uniform on, it doesn't matter what the NIL situation is, you come to compete.
Andrew Meadow on the flush, and we are tied at a touchdown and an extra point apiece.
Well,
a lot of Bronco fans back in the building tonight in anticipation of that football game tomorrow.
A lot of orange and blue, as well as some solid Idaho fans here as well. And we start to see the marquee players, Jack Payne and Andrew Meadow, stepping up already.
A long rebound chased out. Both teams ready to make changes. Leon Rice will make a wholesale change with 5 different players subbing in at the next dead ball. Jack Payne, his head coach called him the mayor of Idaho. This guy is just so beloved up in Moscow.
Well, great to see him come back from Colorado State and make the commitment to the program at the University of Idaho, as they are building it a little bit different than Boise State.
2 seasons at Colorado State, didn't really get off the bench. He has found a great home for the Vandals.
A perfect cultural fit for the Vandals, as is Andrew Keene.
Andrew Meadow.
With reckless abandon, so physical at the point of contact and finish. And one of the things that the coaching staff has really charged and challenged him with this year is now going to be more of a playmaker. How do you play off of that ability that you know you're going to have a lot of opponents' eyeballs on you? So how do you make sure you make your teammates better?
There's a look at Leon Rice, 16 playing and coaching at Boise State. He said he had his eyes on this place because of what football did. Angela.
About the caliber of human being Coach Rice is his coaching staff. There are so many former Broncos players that are choosing to come back and be part of his staff.
Bronco defense, not where Coach Rice would like it to be right now. Idaho makes a 3rd straight bucket. And Julian Bowie is subbed in, the true freshman, Bob Wong from distance.
Baum provides a lot of length on the perimeter. Today in shoot-around was lighting up from the 3-point line as well, a very confident scorer.
From Lincoln, Nebraska, Linkier Academy. Spencer Aarons, another true freshman, checking in, putting pressure on the ball, and Colton Mitchell. Seth Joba has subbed in for the Vandals as well. Christian Gonzalez, the team's leading scorer from a year ago, can't find the mark. And another transfer that Boise State loves, Drew Fielder, coming over from Georgetown, scoops up the board.
And Fielder brings a lot of great size in the front court.
He can shoot it too. Drew Fielder from distance.
One of the things that the Broncos want, and we're seeing a lot of different players with length being able to face up, take and make some threes.
7 points, 5 rebounds a game at Georgetown in the Big East last year. Jackson Rasmussen, another board. True freshman playing in his first collegiate game. Off the mark on the hook, and the Canadian Spencer Aarons, one of Boise State's biggest recruits on the board. 4-point Bronco lead, largest of the night. Peanut Carmichael back for his sophomore year. Thought he drew contact.
And the Vandals got it going their way.
Colton Mitchell, his coaching staff said that he would have been the freshman of the year if he were eligible last year. Played sparingly with Idaho State up the road at Pocatello, found a great home. Playing for the Vandals in black and gold.
And it's a great extension of the coaching staff, the floor general on the court, a vocal leader, and both offensively and defensively at the point of attack, very aggressive.
Peanut Carmichael, like we mentioned, the only other change, Julian Bowie with a basketball in his hand. It's been an emotional week for him. He lost his father. They honored him in a pregame moment of silence. Works in the block with Drew Fielder, and the Broncos going to the line. It's really encouraging to see Julian Bowie with their recent losses.
It was a lovely gesture for both programs. When you think about Lambert, Bo Bowie, a wonderful human being. He went to high school with me in Mountain Home, the metropolis of Mountain Home, a wonderful human being, and I know that this is a really difficult time for Julian, but basketball is the place that you can go, be with your teammates and your friends, and that is something that both Lambert and Julian shared.
Drew Fielder at the free throw line, 72% last year at Georgetown. And we certainly wish the Bowie family well. There is a GoFundMe that has been publicized. You can find it via your internet search engine of choice. You feel led to donate to that.
And now Boise State with this defensive length, doing a little three-quarter token pressure.
Colton Mitchell going to work all the way from Coeur d'Alene, Lake City High School. The Christian Gonzalez. Coach said he's an unsung hero on a group full of Idahoans. Guy from Chula Vista, California, their leading scorer last year. And a late shot clock foul for Boise State. Leon Rice will not be happy with that when he sees it in film review this week.
Yeah, you don't want that. The good defensive possession, the shot clock was waning. As you're hosting this, right, you definitely have to pour a little salt in the wound. But that squad looked like they were ready to come back out and scrimmage, all comers.
They absolutely did. Two teams were doing a rivalry tonight. It was a rivalry that used to be a lot more vitriolic, right? I mean, these rivalries were intense. Leon Rice told us as much. Alex Gribble said he hadn't really researched the rivalry as much until he got it on the schedule. Drew Fielder from distance, the guy who really wants to improve that number of 25 three-pointers made last year.
Yeah, Fielder, you can tell the versatility that the Broncos have on this squad, particularly in the front court, the ability to face up and make it.
Trevor blasting game right to the 10. A six-man, Coach Gribble said he's in the R.J. Keene mold for his team this year.
Great paint attack by Trevor Blasingame.
Julian Bowie off the mark. And a rebound for Vico Johnson. Biggest addition to the backcourt. Started his career at Nebraska, Omaha, stopped at Fort Lewis Community College to boot. 16 points a game in the community college level. And he took an extra step there and turns the basketball over.
Well, the point of attack defense by the Broncos has been exceptional here in the first half thus far. Started out with that on-ball pressure by I.G. Neto, and now with Julian.
An Idaho rivalry renewed. Boise State and the Vandals getting it going tonight. Javen Buchanan running the offense.
Really excited to see Buchanan in year 2 in the orange and blue.
Wow, Drew Fielder showing you that full post arsenal coming off the bench tonight. They scored 8 early points.
You can tell Fielder's going to be a crowd favorite. The ability to face up from the three-point line or to take his defenders, smaller post players down to the block.
Already 8 points and 1 board for Fielder. Beautiful backdoor find, and Vico Johnson lays it right in.
And that's where the spacing for the Vandals is going to work out. They had 5 out on the offensive system, all at the three-point line, leaving it wide open for some backdoor cuts.
An offensive foul. A possible ceiling. Coach Alex Gribble told us this is a group that Vandal fans can really get behind because these guys are easy to root for. Very high team GPA, obviously very high success on the court. They won 14 games last year. And working to the corner here, and Jackson Rasmussen is stepping on the baseline.
When we talk about culture, it is so important. And in that first year, getting the right who also fits your culture. And you can start to see that this Vandal squad, they get along, they have a lot of energy, they put a lot of time in the gym and off the court with each other.
A.G. Neto gives it up. Fielder again off the pump fake. 3 for 3 from outside. The hometown kid putting on a show for the local fans.
You gotta love that. Great job. Defender comes flying out on him. He's hit 2 threes already. Just a nice subtle pump fake. Sidestep for 3.
Born and raised in Boise, Idaho. Left for about 5 years, but he has returned in a big way. Wearing the blue and orange. Colton Mitchell, no. Great interior defense there by Fielder. A.G. Neto, shuffle step, and he lost the basketball.
You see the Broncos want to be really judicious in transition. When there's an opportunity and they have the numbers in transition, they will.
Right, he was sick to his stomach because he knew this was the place that he was supposed to be. And you see him here with a paint touch. Out to Andrew Meadow, showing off the court vision, and the Broncos can't find the touch.
You love the gravity that Drew Fielder is experiencing right now. So the defense is paying a lot of attention to him. He's not going to force shots.
On the sidelines, already 108 wins in his head coaching career. He's just 40 years old. He is 25 and 40 at Idaho. Jack Payne trying to ignite the offense. He can knock that down from distance. A 36% three-point shooter.
That is something great for Vandal fans to see as Payne makes that transition. A great three-point shooter. And now he's going to get it in different ways than they did last year when he had a mismatch.
Drew Payne wanted it all there. He'll go to the free throw line after the number one thing I missed about Idaho was the simplicity of life. Said his family made it so easy for him to just pour into basketball. And ultimately, that's why he, along with the Hoop Dreams AAU, Angela, it wasn't very long ago that Boise State getting a player from Georgetown, right? A very successful men's basketball program. I mean, that would have been all over the papers citywide. That would have been the talk of the town until they tipped it off. And yet here he is, and he's just part of a machine for Leon Rice.
Well, and you can tell a very thoughtful, insightful young man. To consider that, that's so much to this Bronco squad, who's missing such a big piece in Tyson from last year, and they're not going to fill it with one person. It's going to be a group effort.
Tyson Degenhardt now playing with the Toronto Raptors in the NBA. Colton Mitchell fouled. A.G. Neto picks up his first. Clean first half, too. That in tonight.
Feels like there's never an off season for officials.
Never.
You're always getting yelled at one way or another, whether you're on the court or people just see you.
Got to put that on a t-shirt, sell for referees or something like that.
Exactly.
Brody Robery with Colton Mitchell in a two-man game. Jackson Rasmussen, another boy. This freshman is impressive. Big Sky coaches better be taking notice tonight.
And already is putting his influence on this Vandal squad as just a freshman.
Alex Pribble said, we don't recruit a ton of freshmen, but this is a guy that we are very glad is a Vandal.
Well, you just sense that his year at Utah Prep really prepared him at this level. Physically, he has a college-ready body already and just understands the game.
Great job by Biko Johnson to draw a foul there on Andrew Meadow. As Boise State picked to win the Mountain West last year, they figured to be right around that 3 to 4 range this year. It's gotten intense on the hardwood, hasn't it? These two teams just keep on getting better and better as programs within this state.
Program expectations for both the University of Idaho and Boise State are very similar. For Idaho, Coach Pribble has done a phenomenal job of coming in and setting culture and really underscoring how important it is for them to compete on a regular basis. And then Boise State, Coach Rice, over years, you know the season in there, a couple games here and there that the Broncos could have and should have won that may have cost them that tournament berth.
26 wins. They made it to the semifinals in the inaugural college basketball round. Idaho, meanwhile, trying to steadily improve and get back on a path to possibly competing for the Big Sky title this year.
When Idaho had a bye last year in the Big Sky Conference tournament, again, another one of those like little milestones that may not seem like it matters, but it really does as you're trying to rebuild a program such as University of Idaho. And then they have a lot of players that had that experience of competing in the postseason, and that will help them this year.
1-1. Talk about the Broncos losing Tyson Degenhardt. The Vandals lost a big piece of their culture as well in Julius Mims. Coach Pribble said, Robery's a guy who could fill some of that role. Alex said he's not going to catch rim-rocking lobs like Mims did, but he's still going to hold his own in the middle. 6'11", 255, worked in the Southland Conference and covered him at Southeast Aircraft Carrier because he was by far the biggest body in that league.
And that has to be one of the all-nickname squad names that you'll see, but such an efficient player for Southeast Louisiana. Ability to shoot the three, but when he gets the ball in the low block, when he's one-on-one, is very difficult to stop.
Don't look now, the Vandals have trimmed what was once a 10-point lead down to 4. Boise State looking for some separation at the break. Carmichael to Bowie. Buchanan, and a steal for Rasmussen. He's getting active on the defensive end as well. Jackson Rasmussen. Bronco fans, a very loud contingency, not pleased with that latest whistle. Leon Rice is practically at center court asking the officials to take another look at that. It appears that they were picking Idaho first. They also picked Rasmussen as the freshman of the year. He'll take his first free throw of the night, as you see on your screen. And off the mark, taking 2 shots.
You get the sense that Rasmussen has been impressing everyone on campus since he set foot. As soon as you talk to Coach Pribble about him, his eyes light up, and just the energy in his voice. You could tell someone who has a high basketball IQ does Rasmussen, physically prepared to play at this level, at the collegiate level, and then just a versatile player. Beautiful shot, the ability to attack the paint off the dribble as well.
The lead trimmed down to 3. Julian Bowie, no. David Buchanan can't pull down the ball. And Dominic Parolin able to clear. Transfer from Lehigh, was rehabbing an ACL all of last year, but his second year in the system for Boise State.
Well, he'll fit right in with this Bronco system. If you're willing to give up your body and crash the board, you'll fit right in and get a lot of playing time.
Andrew Meadow whacked by Brody Robery, so free throws come. Pull it back a little bit. Only settled for 30,000. No big deal or anything, but he said he was working more on game reps this offseason rather than just the stand and shoot jump shots. And that plays to your early point, Angelo, about the coaches wanting him to facilitate a little bit more this year.
Well, his ability to shoot the ball from the three-point line, and then last year, his proven ability to be able to get to the rim, that's going to increase his gravity. So defenders are going to be paying a lot of attention to him, and he'll have an opportunity to kick it out for a lot of open three-point shooters, or to look at his mid-range game if people come over to help side and don't let him get all the way to the rack.
And Drew Meadow 2 for 2 at the line, 84% last year. That is one thing that Boise State can count on.
Well, we can see already the depth that Boise State has. And early on last season, they played about 10 or 11 players in their rotation. Once they got into conference play, they condensed that a little bit. It will be interesting to see what happens this year.
Nico Johnson into the paint. Colton Mitchell with the basketball. Alex Pribble says he values feedback. Every guy on the team told him that they wanted Mitchell to take the last shot if they get to that situation. Robery in the paint. Narrowly missed the Dirk Nowitzki-style fadeaway. He's got the height for Dirk.
He does. It created a lot of space with that knee up on that fadeaway jump shot. And nice penetration by Nano.
Dominic Carolyn back to the basket.
Idaho's doing a nice job of keeping the Broncos penetrators out of the paint.
Shot clock down to 8. Dominic Carolyn, he can knock down this shot. His first career 3 in a Boise State uniform.
Really smart point guard play there by A.G. Nato. Drew 2 on that penetration, got a foot to the elbow, and was able to kick it out for the pick and pop.
32% on three-point jumpers over 4 years and 39 games for Lehigh. Why not let it fly again? Carolyn 2 for 2. And a timeout for Alex Pribble.
Yeah, if you're Idaho, you have to get back in transition and protect the paint, but also get out on those Boise State three-point shooters. Boise State shooting. That is going to be positionless basketball this year.
If you're a Vandal fan in the arena or watching at home tonight, you're thinking, man, we can run with these guys. The difference has been the 4 threes from the big men.
It's been about size, and they specifically went out in the preseason playing against Boise State, and then their next game on November 3rd against Washington State for the Vandals will give them an opportunity to play against those squads that have much more size from perimeter players and the front court players, so they get used to that heading into Big Sky Conference play.
Talk about 2 opening games that mean a lot to the fans up in Moscow, playing Boise State and playing Wazoo. That's about as good as you can get for Alex Pribble scheduling-wise.
Go ahead and get it out of your system early, beat up on those rivals.
David Buchanan. The Bronco Bigs with a rare miss from distance, and R.J. Keene has shown that he's just as scrappy as last year. Couldn't quite grab that loose ball. Christian Gonzalez, the leading scorer from last year for Idaho. 35% from distance, a rare miss for him.
Starting to see the pace pick up a little bit with some defensive stops.
David Buchanan all the way from Indiana. Broncos so happy to keep him, and you can see why.
Well, the coaches talked a lot about Buchanan is now healthy, had surgery in the offseason, so now came back, had a great offseason workouts, getting healthy, and is going to be one of those players that we're going to be paying a lot of attention to this season.
Not just once, or 2% from outside last year. Leon Rice said he is unquestionably the leader of this team, one of the best players, without a question, in the Mountain West Conference.
Talked a lot about how he learned from Degenhardt last year, took a lot of leadership in the offseason.
Joba, the transfer from Vermont, with his first bucket. Coach Alex Pribble called him the X Factor with Mountain West style size and athleticism. Trying to check Drew Fielder. And a rebound to Colton Mitchell. He pulls down nearly 3 of those a game.
And nice job by Joba right there on that dribble penetration. Good job by Bowie trying to get in the passing lanes.
Nice find. It would steal, though. And the Broncos on the run.
Boise State defenders are flying all over, and you love that effort.
Final 2 minutes from Idaho in the first half. Drew Fielder leading all scorers tonight. David Buchanan off the dribble drive. The pretty finish off the front of the rim.
He's going to bring a lot of veteran presence and leadership to this Broncos squad.
Christian Gonzalez foul. That's the other thing we talk about Drew Fielder. I mean, that would have drawn a lot of headlines, him coming over from Gonzaga in the free transfer era. Georgetown, I should say.
Exactly. Playing at such a high level at UCLA and bringing in that competitive spirit leadership and basketball IQ to the Bronco squad, who their success has been so predicated on having quality point guard play. So now that you have a freshman in A.G. Neto who's getting quality minutes in exhibition play, and then when Dylan Andrews is healthy, you have a solid backcourt and a lot of trust to have the ball in the hands. And then last year we had Julian Bowie, who was playing out of position, had to play a lot of minutes at the point guard, which is going to help him as he's more of a two-guard scorer at the guard position.
Christian Gonzalez, 3 of 3 at the free throw line, leading scorer and led the team in field goals made.
Comfortable coming off the bench now after being the leader scorer last year as well, Gonzalez.
David Buchanan working on Joba. Drew Fielder. Not your traditional 5-man, but he can get big in the low post when you need him to.
And Fielder's very active. As soon as the shot went up, you can tell that he made it.
Wasn't too long ago that Drew Fielder was a fan in the crowd wearing his blue and orange. He shared a story over the offseason how his friends dared him at a game to go request a picture with the Bronco cheerleaders, and he shared that. But more importantly, Angela, the point too, that he said he's making his little kid self very happy putting on a Boise State uniform.
We just love the story. Again, coming back home, there's nothing like being able to play in front of friends and family, but certainly the team that you grew up cheering for, to be able to play and have the crowd cheering you on the floor at Extra Mile Arena or here at Idaho Central Arena.
There was a loudest fan chant competition in the dead ball. The PA announcer, very not aware, called it a tie. The Vandal fans very loud as Andrew Neto knocks down a 3. That's the one thing that these two fan bases don't want, Angela, is a tie.
There's no tie.
That got the loudest boo of the night.
One way to bring the Vandals and the Broncos together there is to declare a tie.
Right, that's what Alex Pribble said about this matchup in general. It's just a good way to get the rivalry off the ground, and then they'll see about making it a regular season year-end tradition.
It would be great to see this come back on a consistent basis.
Whoa, what a finish! Biko pickleball as his favorite hobbies away from basketball. He was a true magician there after the You don't want to see me play pickleball, trust me, Angela. I'm not the two-time national champion that you are in women's basketball. You don't want to see me do anything athletic.
Let me tell you, pickleball is very humbling for you. You think it's tough to move around that pickleball court.
So you're saying you're not at a two-time national champion level for pickleball?
Nowhere near.
Good to know. Good to know. We won't hold that against you. Final 14 seconds, a 15-point game. Bon Blom knocked down a 3 earlier in the game. A.G. Neto running with them on the right side of your screen. Javen Buchanan with 5. Off the mark, and the rebound to Idaho. So it stays a 15-point game at the break. The Vandals and the Broncos going toe-to-toe finally tonight.